Every day, one by one, I'm gonna try every recipe of Laura, starting from the very beginning. Come, join me on my challenge. Let's go! Hi everyone! My name is Ruta and welcome to the 87th day of my challenge, where I'm gonna go crazy today and prove to you that if you really want something, it can happen. So I'm gonna try white pizza, and this is actually the second part of the recipe I tried a while back, which was, I believe, red pizza. Laura made 2 pizzas in one of her videos, and I was only able to make one of them, the red one, because I didn't have a bunch of ingredients for the white pizza. Now, when I was looking through the videos or recipes, I should say, which I skipped because I couldn't find all the ingredients, I saw that quite a lot of them were because of ricotta, which there's no ricotta here. I haven't seen, no one even heard of such a thing. So, needless to say, someone Googled. It turns out it's not that hard to make it at home, so I'm gonna try that. In addition to substituting the frozen spinach and broccoli, which are called in this recipe. So if you are anything like me and feel a little bit adventurous, I'm gonna show you what to do with all those things, because I bought a bunch of fresh spinach and I have fresh broccoli as well, so I'm just gonna tell what Google told me to do with them so that I would have somewhat equivalence for the frozen stuff. Now, the last thing I want to mention before jumping into the ingredients is about the pizza dough. I won't make it from scratch today, just because when I was making the red pizza, I was so excited. I made so much pizza dough, so I just took out yesterday one of those pizza doughs, put it into the fridge to defrost, and it's still there. And as I'm gonna be explaining a bunch today, I will tell you what I'm gonna do with it a little bit later. So now, let's go over the ingredients and let's start this adventure. We're gonna need 200 grams of mozzarella, shredded, 1 small box of frozen chopped spinach, or 400 grams of fresh ones, 150 grams of frozen cut broccoli, or I have here 180 grams of fresh ones, divided into smaller florets and smaller pieces of stock, 1 small clove of garlic, pressed through a garlic press and mixed with 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, salt and pepper, 120 grams of whole milk ricotta, or if you fancy making it yourself, half a liter of whole milk, 70 grams of whole milk plain yogurt, 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, half a teaspoon of white vinegar, and quarter of a teaspoon of salt, and of course, a pizza dough. Let's start with the most interesting part, ricotta making. If this works, it will be like the easiest recipe ever, because I have all of the ingredients for ricotta here: milk, yogurt, heavy cream, white vinegar, and salt. I'm gonna add them all to this saucepan, bring to a boil, and then cook for 2 minutes until milk curdles. That will be that. What I have here is a bowl, a strainer, and a couple of cheesecloths. I'm gonna line this strainer with the cheesecloths, then pour this weird curdled thing over them and let it strain for 15 minutes. Okay, I see a problem. My strainer touches the water, so I'm just gonna get rid of the water and leave it like this for 15 minutes. In the meantime, let's prepare the broccoli. I have a really nicely boiling pot of water here, which is salted. To which now I'm gonna add in the stalk pieces because they need a little bit more time to cook than the florets. So I'm gonna add in them and cook for 2 minutes. 2 minutes have passed, so now in go the florets for 5 more minutes. 5 minutes have passed and that's it. I'll just drain them and let them cool down. And now the spinach. I have here my largest non-stick skillet because, well, I have a lot of spinach and I want to make it in one time, so I want to fit them in here. And I'm preheating it over medium heat. Soon I'm gonna add half a cup or 120 milliliters of water so that the spinach has in what to cook. And then add in the spinach, put the lid on and cook. Well, I'll start with 5 minutes. I want the spinach to fully wilt. So 5 minutes apparently is enough. Look, it's shrank down to so little. Okay, now I'm gonna remove it to a plate and let it cool as well. That looks so interesting. I wouldn't say though that it looks very appetizing, but oh well, we haven't finished yet. So what I'm gonna do now, 15 minutes have passed by the way, I'll just gather up the cheesecloth and gently squeeze out any remaining excess liquid. Definitely feels like cheese. I'm just so curious if it's exactly what I needed, which is half cup, and it actually looks like it is. Well, it's a tiny bit less, but almost perfect. It feels so nice. At this point, I've turned on my oven to preheat to 240 degrees because it's almost time. And my broccoli has cooled down enough for me to handle it. So now using my hands, I'm gonna squeeze out any excess liquid that's left there and fill up this 1 cup because that's how much we need for this recipe. As I am making it a bit differently than in the original recipe, I wasn't sure how much of the fresh broccoli I'm gonna need, so I just cooked it all. So I'll be sure to update the written recipe just in case there are such crazy people like me who are actually making this way. Can you tell I really want to squeeze everything into this cup? Okay, let's call this 1 cup. Actually, it's just a tiny bit more than 1 cup, but 1 cup it is. You know what's interesting? It weighs the exact same amount as when it's fresh. Somehow I thought that it will weigh less. Anyway, so now I'm gonna do the exact same thing for the spinach. Can you tell it's a little bit hot still? Maybe I should wait. One cup. I'm so excited. I'm trying to calm down, but it's so hard. Oh, I want this pizza so much. Okay, so now about the dough. As I mentioned, I took it out from the freezer yesterday and put it into the fridge to defrost. Now today, when I took it out of the fridge, I unwrapped it because it was plastic wrapped. I took this bowl, oiled it a little bit, put the dough, oiled with extra virgin olive oil, brushed... Okay, I'm really excited. I brushed the top of this dough with extra virgin olive oil as well so that no no skinwood form, then put the same plastic wrap on top and put into some warm place without any breeze to come to room temperature and rise up again. And you want to do that in case you freeze the dough for at least 2 hours. So it's been a little bit more than that for me, so I'm so ready to do this. Okay, so I've tried it how many times? 2 times already. 1 time on camera, 1 time off camera, and I still need a lot of practice, so please don't judge. For a really professional way of making pizza, you should definitely check the original recipe. I'll just try to, well, practice more. And I won't do the 2 baking sheets trick anymore because I did it twice. It didn't really work out. I mean, it worked, but it was so messy. Then you have 2 baking sheets to wash. So recently I bought this, I guess it's like a pizza pan sheet, whatever, and it's about the size I need, 25-28 centimeters in diameter, so I'm gonna use this instead. So now let's make the crust. Okay, so first you want to dredge your pizza dough in the flour. Okay, I don't really remember the exact measurements, but you want to kind of make like a corner, I guess, and it will be your guide. And then just stretch it out gently to the size that you need. I have to be honest, it's getting better than the first time. But I'm not gonna do that hand thingy because that's just a total fail for me. It looks so much tidier in this. If you're a beginner, I would totally recommend doing that this way. Now I'll brush this garlic olive oil mixture all over the crust. Smells really yummy. Okay, so now the spinach. It feels kind of like way too much stuff, but hey, I like it. It's all okay. And the broccoli. And now I'm gonna wash my hands and season this with salt and pepper. Oh no, 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 my camera's dying and I don't have a spare battery, so I'll just tell everything I'm doing just in case it dies. So I'm gonna, as I mentioned, season it with salt and pepper, then divide the ricotta with a tablespoon all over, and then, of course, top it with mozzarella. Of course it died. Anyway, so I did what I said, and now into the oven for 20 minutes. I have to say, this pizza looks the best from all the times I've tried it, and by this time I feel like it's already the price of gold. It cannot be not tasty. The work I put in it, it cannot be not tasty. I'm so curious about the ricotta I made, but it's kind of here. That will have to be a really big bite. That smells so good too. Oh man, I will make such a mess. Let's see. I would sell it no less than a huge piece of gold. This is so yummy. It's so kind of like healthy tasting, I guess, because of all the greenness. And this way, the greens are really green. It looks really cool. Okay, I will try the ricotta. I don't understand. It has like no taste almost. It's really, really soft. Does it have to be like that? I have no idea. That would be nice if I had tried it before to compare. But that's tasty. Actually, from the way it looked, I was a bit nervous that it won't be tasty, but everything works perfectly. I tell you, this is the best pizza I've ever made. And I really like this pan. It looks way neater, and for a beginner like myself, this is really way easier than trying that fancy way of making. I will definitely use this because the crust is crunchy. Well, maybe not as crunchy as it was while baking onto baking sheets, but still. Hey, this is my own homemade pizza. This is perfect for me. I'm telling you, after all day of labor, this is perfect, and just try to tell me it's not. So I really hope that this was fun and helpful. If you want, go and check the original recipe by Laura there. The written one is in the description box down below with the cheese making and all the fresh stuff included. So I really hope that this was fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in a day. Bye!